Hello, this is the Weekend Warrior, and you're on the Weekend Warriors YouTube channel. I'm going to do like a year in review. I just started my channel this year. I started out making Gaslands cars, and I just want to show you what I've done so far this year. And I know you can go through all my vehicles or all my videos and see what vehicles and different things I've done. But I'm just going to give you a quick review and maybe go over some of the information here. So this is the first Gaslands car that I built. It was the very first thing that I'd ever done on a YouTube channel besides some music video thing that I made a long time ago. So my channel's content basically started with this car, and it was a car that I had found and some bits that I found on the ground. So everything here for the most part is found. I called this one the Corporal Punishment just because it's a corporal insignia on the hood of the car as a ram. Now these may not be in order, but that was the first car I did. And I believe this next one was the second one. I took this old car that I had found at a yard sale or swap meet or something and turned it into a flying vehicle also for Gaslands. That was where I started, and I still enjoy building Gaslands cars, and you'll see a lot more of those. But that was the first one. A lot of 3D printed bits, found bits, and different things that I threw on this one to make it happen. Next, this may be my third vehicle that I made, and it's a fire truck. A lot of found bits. This was on top it was a valve stem for a car tire, piece of card for this little fin, giving a retro look, piece of a Nerf dart for the end there, just some wires, piece of a computer component, a zip tie that held it in place, ram using a piece of card, some toothpicks for some spikes. Still held up pretty well. I was afraid this zip tie would eventually come unwound because it wouldn't be able to hold that force for very long, even though I glued it very, very well. The wheel covers are from the end of a chapstick container, the little part you twist to make the chapstick come up. So I just clipped them in half and put them on the sides. So it worked out well. My daughter came up with this crazy idea to use these dinosaurs. There's this kid of like maybe 3 or 4 dinosaurs, I don't remember. And Dad, these would make cool Wastelands vehicles. And I thought, okay, well, let's try it. You know, they were cheap, $5 or something for a few of them. All right, let's do it. She built one and I did one. It was a lot of fun working with her, building some cars, and I enjoyed that one. And then this is another one I did. I think my friend Rob or Chloe might have done one at the same time. I don't remember. But we've done a few of these. This is another found car. This was a Darth Vader car. You can barely make out the pieces of Darth Vader on the front. And I've got the weapon mounted on the hood. Nice. This I just cut out a card. It looks and feels like metal, but it's not. And just some random pieces that I printed, threw them on there. I really like the car overall. It definitely looks worn and abused. Very cool. Another car that I did early on. I think my daughter did one and I did one. I did this bus. We play a game when we're driving or on road trips. We name cars, you know, and if you see, kind of like Slug Bug, but if you see a pink car, it's Pink Stink. So I named this one Pink Stink. And I just added a bunch of 3D printed bits and miscellaneous components on it. I believe this was a plug cover for some sort of electronic device, I don't remember, and then some toothpick bits on the front, some weapons, some sloppy paint, and that made my Pink Stink. And I found this limo at a thrift store for $1, and as soon as I saw it, I thought, oh, I gotta turn that into a Wastelands vehicle. I really liked this casting overall. It was very cool. I figured I'd print a little guy, throw him in the sunroof. I cut some card, made a little window in there. Added a ram with some spikes. Just did a nasty paint job. Painted an anarchy symbol on the trunk using a toothpick to get the fine details there. And it definitely looks like a nice tagging, which I learned from my daughter. She was tagging all of her cars with CK on the back, and she'd come up with a name that began with the letter C and the letter K. And then recently I did this Jeep Gladiator that a friend that I work with, he was my Secret Santa, and Dwelly gave this to me. He knew I was building cars for Gaslands. I just used some 3D printed pieces and some paint and some card and stuff to build this one. I really like the Jeep Gladiator, so I just want to do a cool truck in that style. Really neat. And then that was the last of the cars. And then I began painting like some miniatures as well. And I did these 2 banana knights. I thought they were really cool, and I came up with a cool story for them. If you didn't see the video, hopefully you'll watch it and enjoy it. I painted these. I thought they were silly characters, so I thought they'd be fun to create and give a background to. And that was probably these were probably my first 2 miniatures I made, if I'm not mistaken. Well, not made, but painted and prepared. Then I did this miniature. This one came from a comic book shop out in North Los Angeles. They threw it in the bag when I was buying something. They just gave it to me for free. It came on a sprue. So I had to cut it out, glue it, and paint it. And I also came up with a nice little background story for this guy, who I named Ferdinand. Then I found out later there's actually a Ferdinand figure out there that you can buy or purchase, but this was not from that. And then the last thing that I did recently, I did a piece of terrain, basically a trash build. I found some plastic bottles, cut them up, and used some miscellaneous parts for this. This is mostly found. The ladder and the platform are plastic canvas from my wife. The teeth were left over from Halloween, just those teeth, and I wanted to kind of look like an orc kind of facility. So, it's kind of gnarly looking. I think the paint turned out pretty good. It's got a nice dent there with some goo coming out. Overall, I thought it was a really cool piece. I would plan on using it for Gaslands as an obstacle in the road, but it can be used for other war games. But that's about it. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you saw all my videos that I made this year. Please continue subscribing, liking, and watching my content. And I hope you have a great 2022.